Hi, this is Jim McTague. I'm a novelist living in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. In my former life, I was Washington editor of Barron's, the business and financial magazine. I had been a journalist for 37 years. I love reading newspapers. You get inundated with news, but there are only a few stories that stick. And I want to discuss some of today's stories. It's November 13th, 2005, a blustery day in Lancaster. The Wall Street Journal had a story today, an op-ed piece by Jonathan Alpert, a psychologist, on Trump derangement syndrome. Is it real? And apparently it is real. People have anxiety disorders. They focus on certain personalities or events. Trump seems to be a trigger for a lot of people's rage and discontent. And that rage and discontent is continually fueled by the news cycle. So his cure is to limit their input of information, as he puts it. The simple cure is just get off of social media, stop reading the newspaper, because Trump is a master at hogging the headlines and you can't avoid him. And otherwise, if you enjoy being enraged all the time, by all means, read the newspapers. But it's a fascinating story on human psychology. I recommend it. The other story, the Journal has a story about how a Chinese company got around the NVIDIA chip embargo. The embargo is ridiculous. It's kind of like the country's war on drugs. You can't stop it. I'm a William F. Buckley admirer, and he said, legalize the drugs. You know, if your child is an idiot, we can't unmake his idiocy. He's going to use the drugs anyway. So I'm for government distribution of drugs to addicts, giving them an avenue to take a cure. But let's put the drug dealers out of business. The other good story is how China hackers are using Claude, Anthropic's artificial intelligence. So what this means is any idiot off the street, any non-techie, me, can hack any corporation in the world. It's frightening. And we're going, I wonder if some hacker is going to end up looting all our 401k accounts and turning us all into paupers in a matter of seconds. I mean, how safe is the banking system from hackers? I covered the banking system for decades, and every major financial crisis in this country was triggered by the banking sector. The bankers just have a penchant for doing idiotic things. So I have no faith at all in the banking sector's ability to protect our investments. I have less confidence in the government's ability to protect us from these hackers. So it's a great story. Another memorable story is it's in the New York Times. Alejandro Karangi, I don't know how to pronounce his name. He's from Colombia. He was blown up by the U.S. Navy when he went out fishing. The Navy claims he was a drug dealer. When you read the story, initially he's a poor fisherman who got blown out of the water by the most expensive aircraft in the world. When you read on, he may have dealt in drugs sporadically. But the whole point of the story is this is murder. I mean, these guys are not tried. We could easily have captured him, but it's really a callous policy to just blow these people out of the water. And it goes, the buck stops on Trump's desk. I think he's a very callous individual, and I think he's approved these assassinations. And Alvin Olsey, the admiral, resigned. I would love to talk to him and find out what he thinks about this extrajudicial killing. Oh, and finally, the Epstein stories. I think it was in the Times. Epstein wrote the pedophile, he wrote an email and he said he had a picture of Donald Trump in the kitchen with a bunch of women in bikinis. So what? I mean, there's nothing illegal about having your picture taken with bikini-clad women, whether it be on the sidewalk, the beach, the kitchen. You know how often that happens. But what I wonder about is, where's the picture? It sounds innocent. Where's the picture? What happened to it? Does somebody have it and it's maybe not so innocent and they're saving their powder for the golden opportunity? Has there been a methodical destruction of evidence in this case? And the picture is going away down somebody's shredder? I mean, yeah, I think just pursuing a picture, clinically detached, is a legitimate news story. So that's my take on the news. I'm terrible on camera. I'm not a polished showbiz personality with a smile. I had cancer surgery on one side of my face. I had the nerve and muscle removed. So I can sneer, I can scowl, but I can't really smile. So that's not going to advance my television career. But if you enjoy this type of conversation and I get enough hits, then I'll do it again. Otherwise, adios. This is my last show.